I'm interested, maybe I can have the same discussion with you sometime, but the idea of the secular Jew, the word secular, okay?
Yeah.
I don't prefer that term personally. I think it's can be a misnomer, but now's not the time to get into it. I can have.
But those are interesting questions.
It's an interest. I don't like the term, okay, personally. And we had a discussion. He seemed to agree with me, but we circled around it and had an in-depth discussion about. But I'll call you sometime and engage you, okay? Because I'm very interested in the subject, okay?
Interesting.
Personally.
Okay, good.
But you don't know how I'm interested yet until we have the discussion.
Well, much yet to be revealed.
Yeah, exactly.
Another mic check with you here and the cancer here and somebody on the format. I just want to make sure everything's
Okay,
kind of
that'd
level.
be great.
But it'll be quick whenever she gets back.
Okay, they went to get tea.
Okay.
This is the day our Creator has made. Zehayom, 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 my son. Zehayom, Asa Hashem. נגילה ונשמחה בו, זה היום עשה השם. נגילה ונשמחה בו, זה היום עשה השם. נגילה ונשמחה בו, זה היום עשה השם. נגילה ונשמחה בו, זה היום, זה היום. זה היום עשה השם. זה היום, זה היום, זה היום, זה היום עשה השם.
But something's not working with the tape, it's not singing.
Okay.
John, your book's all tagged there, right?
Yeah, I don't want to miss anything.
Oh, nice.
You remember Mortimer J. Adler's book, How to Read a Book?
Yeah.
Well, that's one of his recommendations, to put little sheets of paper at a certain point.
Chuck. Welcome. I have a note here.
Candles burn in the window on this Friday night. Listen close and look within. Be part of our life. We're singing together joyfully, passing love along. Shabbos keeps our family. Week by week we're going strong. Chazak, chazak, b'ni chazak. Chazak, chazak, b'ni chazak. Be strong, be strong. Chazak, chazak, b'ni As we're teaching our children, teaching us to book by book from the Torah. Each one reads like new. The tree of life is growing. It's starting from the seed. We give it love and caring. It gives us the strength we need. Chazak, chazak, sun pokes through on the grayest day and shines upon our backs. Strength comes from power. Strength is being whole. Fall asleep, feeling empty. Wake up with a brand new soul.
All right. Yeah, when Enid has Enid's turn, do you want Enid to use that?
Check, check.
All right, now,
Mic check.
my question is
Can you hear this, Jeff?
how close I get to it, and then if I go up high.
Again?
There's one.
We're going to
at the
do
very
it right
end.
now. Yeah. That's the sound guy right there.
Okay. Okay.
Test, test, testing.
We're testing that mic first, and
Oh,
we're going to
oh.
test each of them.
Oh, I'm
okay?
sorry.
I also thought he was talking to you.
Yeah, just a
Testing,
moment. You're
testing,
gonna get us
testing.
under
How's
1
this?
I would have.
Okay? Oh, he's waiting.
Hi, Phil.
He slipped and he fell, so just, he's all right.
Okay, testing this one. How's this one? Test, test, test. Is it a little bit loud? Or is it good? Hi, Jerry. Okay. Am I good? Okay, here comes Enid.
Me? Okay.
She wants to test her singing.
Now, at the very end, though, I go up high, so I have to know whether to move back or not. It's, well, I'll just.
That was great.
Do I need to move further back from the mic at the end?
Does she need to move back at the end?
For that last note, do I need to move back further from the mic? I can't hear
What
you.
was that? I think I didn't hear any. I think it's fine.
The same as any other microphone that you could play, yeah, step back from the congregation.
Just at the very end or the whole thing? Can you give me a D?
I'm not sure.
You have a thing with you? I think I have my, hold on.
Okay, I'm going to put the music back on now. That's good. Good. David, you sound great.
Check it out.
Yeah, we did.
Pray
small SUV parked in the parking spaces near the church. It has to be moved. So if you need help moving it, tell me and I can give you some advice. But the red,
You'll hear me.
oh, never mind. Never mind.
We're just gonna come around and then, yeah.
Let's talk about it.
And the sun rays of song carry us on. May the arc of history carry us forward. Bend toward love, carry us on. Waves of compassion carry us forward. Lift us along, carry us on. May the courage of children carry us forward. Be nurtured and grow, carry us on. And the fires of our elders carry us forward. Guide us on the road, carry us on. Guide us towards justice, carry us forward. Guide us towards love, carry us on. Guide us towards justice, carry us forward. Guide us
And all who dwell with her belong to Yah. Creatures, canyons, all. She's a lamb, the seas and streams. Rivers run her blood through forests she breathes. Who will ascend the mountain's face? Who will stand up in her holy place? Hayim Shela Nasa Nashar Neshim Dorsha Zedorsha Shefam Nechaya Akor Dorsha Zedorsha Shefam Ma'ikivka. Oh, generation demands faith, man's
welcome to Leyv Ha'ir, Heart of the City. We always start in this community with some moments of visual access, and that's so that everybody, however you see, can be fully part of what's going on. I'm Rabbi Julie Greenberg. I am a 67-year-old white human being standing up here on the bima in our beautiful, spacious space with very high ceilings and chandeliers and color and candlesticks right in front of me yet to be lit. And I'm wearing Shabbat white because it is Shabbat, and Yom Kippur white because it is also Yom Kippur. While I'm doing my moments of visual access, I will add in, please notice where the exits are. They're behind you and they're in front of you if you are in the room. If you are on the live stream, hopefully you know where the exits are in your own home sanctuary, and we welcome you. Let's silence our phones, and I'm going to turn it over now to Kohenet Avra for moments of visual access.
Hi, I am also wearing my Yom Kippur Shabbos whites and my same big round glasses and curly mop of brown hair and a white kippah to match.
So we are a very multi-generational cohort up here on the bima. Kohenet Avra is a Kohenet, which is the feminist priestly tradition training to be a Kohenet, like a Kohen, and will be leading us in beautiful melodies today. I invite each one of us to dedicate your prayer now with some intention in your heart of hearts. What is bringing you here now? Let's just take a moment to dedicate our prayer and to set your intention. And filled up by so much sustenance from Rosh Hashanah, we're now moving into Yom Kippur, and it will be time to do some serious inner work. So glad we're here together. The very first thing that takes place in this Kol Nidrei Yom Kippur service is going to be the chanting of the beloved Kol Nidrei prayer. And we always do that 3 times over. We'll start with the blessing for putting the tallis on, because on this evening, the one evening of the year, in all of the Jewish denominations, we all wear the tallis. We all wear the fringed prayer shawl. We wrap ourselves under the wings of the Shekhinah on this evening. So whether or not you actually have a tallis with you, everybody's under the wings of the imaginary tallis here. So we're going to wrap each other, and Kohenet Avra will lead us in just a moment in that tallis blessing on page 689. After that, I'll orient us to the rest of the Kol Nidrei prayer sequence.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lihitatef betzitzit.
Amen. I'd like to invite our past presidents who are here in the room with us to come forward to hold the Torah scrolls during the Kol Nidrei prayer. But for the moment, you can just come and take your seats up here in the front, because the first rendition of Kol Nidrei is going to be beautiful cello and piano music written by the composer Max Bruch and generously played for us by our friend in this community, David Taub, and Sandra Schwartz accompanying on piano. So they can take their places. And for the first round of Kol Nidrei, we're going to remain seated. The minute the cello music is over, I invite everybody to rise in body or in spirit for the second rendition of Kol Nidrei, which will be offered by Enid Adler, once a year, Enid takes this great honor, shares this mitzvah with us, and it's a real highlight of the holy days. And the final offering of Kol Nidrei will be from Kohenet Avra. That is on page 692, so everybody can find the page. And past presidents can be seated for the cello music. Immediately after that, you can take the Torah scrolls, and we will be rising in body or in spirit. David Staub and Sandra Schwartz. Okay, Enid, you can start. Okay, you can start. No, you can start now.
Nidrei, viesare, vicharame, viconame, vichinui, vichinuse, Ushavot, Din, Darna, Udishtevana, Udia, Harimna, Vidi, Sarna, Anavshatana, Miyom Kippurim, Zeh, Ad Yom Kippurim, Abalenu, Litova, Kohon, Kohon, Icharatna Behon, Kohon, Yehosharan, Shvikin, Shvikin, Betelin Futalin, Lasheririn, Velakayamin, Nidran, la esare. Ushvuatana. Ushvuatana. La Shabbat.
Beautiful, ain't it? Beautiful. And we are on page 692. 694 for the third offering of Kol Nidrei.
Kol Nidrei ve'esarei ve'charamei ve'konamei ve'chinuyei ve'kinusei u'shevuot din darna u'deishtabana u'deacharimna ay 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 u'deasana al nafshatana miyom kippurim zeh ad yom kippurim haba aleinu letova kurehon icharatna vehon kurehon yehon shiran shevikin shevitin betelin umevutalin la shiririn vela kayamin nidrana la nidrei ve'esarana la esarei u'shevuatana la shevuot.
Our current president and past presidents can return the Torah scrolls to the ark. And as they do so, everyone can be seated. This Kol Nidrei prayer, it's the strangest prayer. We basically just said, we don't promise to keep the vows that we made last year, this year, next year. We don't promise to keep these vows. Why are we saying that on Yom Kippur? Because we can't promise perfection. We can't promise any given outcome. All we can say is, we'll try hard, we'll put the effort in. It may or may not work. And it's almost like you take yourself off the hook in advance so that you can give your all to what you're committing to in this new year. I'd like to invite Rochelle Schwartz and Fran Shore to come on up to take the honor of lighting these beautiful Shabbat and Yom Kippur candles. The prayer is on page 688, and Kohenet Avra will lead us in both the Yom Kippur and Shabbat prayers. I guess it's Shabbat. Shabbat, Yom Tov, yeah, or whatever. The matches are right there. There we go. Where's Rochelle? Rochelle Schwartz? I know I saw Rochelle. Rochelle? Ah, there she is. Okay. Come on up, Rochelle. You can start lighting, Fran.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'mitzvotav. V'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat v'yom HaKippurim.
In your home sanctuaries on the live stream, if you have candles there, I hope they are burning bright for you. Song number 1 on your song sheets.
All right. This is our chant to bring us to this moment, and it is call and response. Manora hamakom hazeh, 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 hamakom hazeh. Hamakom hazeh. How awesome is this body?
How awesome is this body?
How awesome is this place?
Awesome is this place?
How awesome is this journey?
Awesome is this journey?
Through time and space. Through time and space. Manora hamakom hazeh.
Manora hamakom hazeh.
Manora hamakom hazeh.
Hamakom hazeh.
Manora hamakom hazeh.
Manora hamakom hazeh.
Hamakom hazeh. Hamakom hazeh. How awesome is this body?
How awesome is this body?
How awesome is this place?
How awesome is this place?
How awesome is this journey?
How awesome is this journey?
Through time and space. Through time and space.
Page 700? Page 700, Psalm 92.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer, ulezamer, leshimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. לשמך עליון, טוב להודות לאדוני, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, ואמונתך בלילות, טוב להודות לאדוני.
As we weave ourselves together, both in this room and all through cyberspace on the live stream, and all through the United States and the rest of the world as Jewish communities and fellow travelers all over the world enter Yom Kippur, we are going to call ourselves to worship. The Baruch Hu is on page 708. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai
HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Page 712.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu B'shochveinu u'vekumeinu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. Ve'avadcha lo tasur mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Amen. Page 714. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meyotecha vehayu hadvarim haele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech Uveshachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'ayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
On page 715, you'll find the biblical reading that comes after this Shema prayer. It goes on to 717. If you're at home, you were sent a PDF file with all these prayers on the same pages, and you can find them there if you have them, or find the prayer of your own heart. And this biblical reading, I'd like to ask that people read it to themselves and lift up for your own self today a phrase that leaps out at you, any phrase in this reading that you will carry with you. If you're at home, if you don't have the prayer in front of you for any reason, choose your own phrase that's going to be your little mini mantra for Yom Kippur that you're carrying in your heart. Page 715. Once you have your phrase, you can lodge it in there, carry it with you throughout Yom Kippur. We're going to move into our Shamanu time, which is at the heart of every Leyv Ha'ir, heart of the service. Prayer service. We always have some time of silent, we move from silence into sharing. So whatever somebody would like to share from the heart, we will respond with Shamanu. We have heard. We're listening. Anybody in the room who would like to come up to the microphone is welcome to come on up here or speak very loudly from your seat, and I will repeat it if I can hear it. It's Shamanu time. We're listening to each other. Yes, Laura. A very dear friend is in transition time, unexpected. It was sudden, and my heart is very, very heavy. Shamanu. Jerry.
So it says, see, I have placed in front of you today, both life and good, both death and evil.
It says, I have placed in front of you both life and good, and death and evil.
That reminds me of what
The election that's coming up. Shamanu. John.
Well, I mean, we should take this seriously, the whole idea of atoning for our failures and shortcomings. I don't want to use the word sin. But, and we sometimes wonder, are my sins forgiven? I mean, maybe God forgives your sins, but you forgive yourself for your misdeeds or failures.
John is saying we should take it very seriously, this idea of being forgiven and forgiving ourselves for mistakes that we make, sins, misdoings. Shamanu. Enid. Oh, way over there.
Yeah, on this holiday, several things. I always think that we, with all the Jews all around the world who today are celebrating Yom Kippur, and there's a oneness that brings us all together.
Thinking of all the Jews all around the world today celebrating Yom Kippur, there's a oneness that brings us together. And I think of all of my ancestors that have come before me, and particularly my grandfather, who I never knew. There's a tradition, a wonderful tradition.
Whatever that may be to each and every one of us.
Whatever that may mean to each and every one of us. Shamanu.
Okay, I'm going to share.
Oh. Okay, we'll have two last ones.
I was talking to my partner a little bit earlier today, and he told me a short teaching that he heard about Kol Nidrei that really hit home, and I wanted to share it with all of you. And the teaching is there's one Hasidic rabbi who says that the vows that we are nullifying are actually our own fixed views we have about ourselves. I'm hopeless, I'm whatever, because it's these vows that actually keep us from changing. And he also told me about there's a sort of famous heretic, Rav Elisha ben Abuye, who he heard sort of a voice from the heavens that says, on this day, everyone is capable of doing tshuva except for you. And this really, I felt so heartened hearing this teaching, because I think there's something so human about feeling like, okay, well, everyone else is capable of this, but I better keep this on the down low that I'm actually not capable of change. Just to bring that, because we all have that inside of us, and we all sort of get to hold the difficulty and the letting go of our fixed views together.
Shamanu. Our last one. Oh, we have Matthew there, and then was somebody in the front? Okay, Matthew is going to be our last one. You say it one more time really loud. Don't worry, because everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. Shamanu. Oh, let's gather all of that up and take it to heart, and we're going to turn to page 728 for Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, norat tehilot oseh feleh, malchutcha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Joan Goldberg, are you able to read on page 732? Very loudly. And while Karen supports Joan there, Joanne can start coming up to the bima and taking her seat in preparation for her talk. Joan is reading from page 732, the poem When Fears Multiply.
When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
I'll walk you down.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Karen. And now we are going to have our speaker for today, Joanne Perelstein, who is going to be speaking right into the mic there. Where's it?
I'm gonna get it for you.
Put it right up to her mouth.
Okay, here.
Because we all want to hear what she has to say.
Hello, welcome. I have a speech for you.
Yay.
I've been here before. I want to welcome the members and welcome our guests. And I want to tell you a little tiny story about Leyv Hayir. From almost the beginning, possibly the beginning, I'd have to ask Roby or Beverly or somebody. Part of our mission has been to have open services, not only for our members, but for others who might want to come, even if it's a last-minute decision. And we have continued doing that. We take pride in doing that. And I want to explain what the reasons are. First of all, one reason is that we care about people, and so we choose to share. I made that up a year or two ago, but because we care, we share. But beyond that, we realize that every year there are reasons why people need to have the freedom to just have refuge in a service that they didn't plan. Some of the reasons for that are that people travel and may find themselves in Philadelphia and not have connections here. Part of the reason is sometimes our plans fall through and we need to punt and we need to figure out what else to do. And sometimes in the history of our lives, we have passages where we're kind of ambivalent about our Judaism. And then at the last moment when the holiday comes upon us, the sense is, oh, I gotta be there. And we like providing a place for people to come at the last minute when they just feel that connection that they want to share in their community with other people. We have to remember that we are social animals. We need to be with others. And at this particular time in history, many of us feel under threat. We feel uncomfortable. Many of us are uncomfortable about the war in Israel. I would say most all of us are uncomfortable with the rise in anti-Semitism. And it helps to have community. It helps to know that we're connected with other people, people who understand our same concerns. And sometimes when we get connected with the others, we learn, we hear things that we didn't know, we learn strategies for handling things differently. And sometimes we see people, other people, who aren't able to handle things as well as we can, and we feel an urge to be helpful to them. So we like providing this refuge for people to connect to their Jewish community. And this particular year, if you stick with us tonight and tomorrow, there will be many, many hours where you will have a refuge from hearing and or seeing many annoying, repetitive political ads. We will provide you some refuge from that. Now, the next question I want to answer is, why do we ask for money? Because we have to ask for money. And the simple reason is because we live in a society that uses money and financial power as a way to make things happen. And here at Leyv Hayir, we have a good staff. They know what they're doing, and they deserve our financial support. So one of our expenses is staff. One of our expenses is rent. If we want to be housed, we either have to build a house for ourselves, which this congregation does not want to do, or we have to rent. That costs money. So we need money for rent, money for staff. We need money to protect us, for security, for our physical security. Important, sad, but important. And we need money for technology and security in our technology. Our technology is so important because it allows us to reach out to others. Now, we were very, very lucky this year and got a wonderful, generous grant, gift from Phil Steele to memorialize his late wife, who loved to sing. And we are going to take that generous gift and fund our choir for the next year with it. And I want to remind people that if anyone has a special gift they would like to earmark and give to us, either in recognition of a special occasion or important loved ones, we are open to that. So, we need your money. I hope you will look at your own ability to donate and be kind and generous to us. And finally, I'd leave with the blessing that I hope we all can be written in the book of life for a good and happy and healthy new year. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Song number 10 on your song sheets. Let's do it.
Higale, gale, gale, na. Ufros, chavivi elai, et sukat, Shalom Echa. Higale, gale, gale, na. Ufros, chavivi alai, et sukat, Shalom Echa.
Our silent meditation starts on page 740. If you want words, it's also a time for the quiet prayer of your heart. I invite you to rise in body or spirit, in your home sanctuaries, in the room here. Page 739 to 756 in the book, if you're using the book. And find your spot, walk around. We will call you back with song.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia ki tehilatecha. Shekhinah, open up my lips, let my mouth declare your praise. song 11 on your song sheets. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God. We are good, we are flawed, we are the breath of an imperfect God.
You can sit down if you want. I'm so glad to be here with you all. Whew. And I'm thinking of all the people out there on the live stream also, really wrapped in here. So glad to be here with you as well. On Rosh Hashanah, this community began the High Holy Day journey into sacred time and sacred space. And so many of us were together about a week ago for Rosh Hashanah. Through song and prayer and Torah, we came together in the room and in cyberspace, entering a new year with an invitation, even in a complex world, to renew laughter and enjoyment, hope and creativity. Who here is ready to renew the pleasure of being alive? That's good. And now, as we enter the holy time of Yom Kippur, we carry all of that with us, renewed enjoyment, renewed community. And now we realign with purpose and truth. In this community, we'll move from celebrating sacred time to reflecting on sacred space, and in particular this year, the sacred space of the Middle East, a land that many people love and that has been so hard to share. From October 7th a year ago, and all through this year, so many of us have had heavy hearts from all the hurting and stunted dreams and sorrows of the past year. For months, I felt such turmoil about all of the tragedy, the full range of tragedy. I felt agitated and upset for months. And even if Israel has never been central to your Jewish identity, and you don't even have family or friends there, and you don't know any Palestinians, it's hard to read or hear or see the news without feeling some of the suffering. And I know that each person also holds in their own heart personal losses and challenges. There's a Jewish concept of ein milim. There are no words. I felt that, just rendered mute. Ein milim. Such a range of intense feelings, and yet what can you do to make a difference? What's your place in it? And sure enough, families have been riven, and elite college campuses are in crisis, and domestic justice organizations are internally divided. Funders cut off funding. Our national election is affected. I want to make a space for being with the pain even when there are no words. Being with the pain of people directly impacted in Israel-Palestine. Being with the pain of people so closely connected to the people there. Many Jews all over the world, many Palestinians all over the world with diverse opinions and perspectives within each group and between each group. Being with the pain of our own polarized Jewish community, of families, synagogues, and organizations torn apart by different positions. Being with the pain of so much beautiful life lost, trauma instilled, children terrified and bereft. Being with the pain of witch hunts because some disagree in one way or another. It has been such a hard year. And we aren't even the ones being kidnapped or bombed. We aren't living in shelters. We mostly don't lack food and water and electricity here, but we are human and our hearts respond to suffering. It's not our role to figure out the best outcome for other peoples who need to share land. It's not the role of the people in this room or on this internet. We can't solve this. The people in this room and in cyberspace with us are not situated to be the solution makers for the sharing of a home in Israel-Palestine. And that is sad and hard to accept that no matter how agitated you feel, and no matter whether you believe in one state or two states or no states, whether you are on one side or many sides or another, it's not us here in this room who are able to fix this. Even the best situated leaders in the world have not found ways yet to fix the complex troubles of the Middle East. There has to be humble acceptance of that truth, and acceptance of all the sadness and loss that comes with that truth. It doesn't mean that there never will be peace and justice in the Holy Land. It means that we here are not the ones who are going to figure it out in this generation and be in a position to ensure that outcome. For people used to being problem solvers and to having some urgency about life and to having agency, it can feel unbearable not to be able to make it better and to fix it. And at the same time, we each hear the call of the Jewish imperative to engage in tikkun olam, repair of the world. It's such a deep Jewish value. And so I want to explore, what can we do for healing and repair? Where is our agency? Our spiritual growth may come this year, in part from the humility and the truth-telling of not being able to fix it over there. And from that realization can come a turning towards what you can help repair, make better, from exactly who and where you are. We each do get to have a voice about where our tax dollars go. That's here, that's us. We each do get to communicate with elected leaders about what you think is right. We do get to vote to choose the leaders who we believe will listen and make good choices, who you believe. Each of us probably believes something different. Most of all, we each get to choose how to be human now here in our own relationships and communities. Who do I want to be at this hard time? How do I want to treat the people close to me? How do I want to show up for my communities? How do I want to show up for humanity? I will ask these questions as a litany, a refrain. Rabbi Lori Zimmerman teaches that of course you feel the most love and connection to the people closest to you. She acknowledges that she loves her own children more than other people's children, right? Her own extended family and tribe more than other people's. That's natural. But she says that is not Judaism. Judaism calls on us to wrap all of God's children into the goodness of life. Judaism is a universal evolving religious civilization. And the truth is, if we can't find the universal care that Judaism calls for, our families and our tribe will not make it either. In an age of global climate emergency and the danger of nuclear disasters, everyone is in it together. The solutions have to work for everyone. There is no one-sided winning. The problems and complexities are enormous, and we get to take time to honor feeling laid low, being with the suffering. Ein milim, there are no words. And then we have to be brave enough to rise up to meet the moment right where we each are. Who do I want to be here and now? How do I want to show up for the people close to me? How do I want to show up for my communities? How do I want to show up for humanity? Rabbi Aaron Smuckler teaches about the Warsaw Ghetto Rabbi Kalonymus Shapira, the Pietzner Rebbe, who was the grandson of the Baal Shem Tov. His son and daughter-in-law were killed on day one of Hitler's invasion of Poland in September of 1939, and he lost other family members soon after. For 3 months, he could not preach or write. Ein milim. There were no words for the grief, the despair, the pain. Later, his writings were discovered buried in a milk can in the Warsaw Ghetto. He was no longer alive. It turned out that he had started again preaching and writing in December of 1939. So he went through 3 months of muteness. Ein milim. He had no words. Then he found a way to rise back up. After 3 months, the Warsaw Ghetto Rebbe compared himself to the sheaves of wheat in the story of Joseph. Remember how Joseph, struggling competitively with his brothers who hated him, dreamt of sheaves bowing down to one tall sheaf. Remember that story in the Torah? The Rebbe said he had been knocked down, speechless, just for months by the devastation that he had experienced, just like those sheaves of wheat bent down, low to the ground. Ein milim, he had no words. But then he realized that his people needed their Rebbe to stand strong and to find a way into speech. He became like the tall sheaf, standing strong. The word for sheaf and for mute in Hebrew have the same root. The same root in Hebrew, sheaf and mute. He moved from muteness to standing tall like a sheaf of wheat. Now, Jewish tradition teaches that Yom Kippur was the day when Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. So these things kind of all tie together in strange ways. For me, meeting this moment means holding the whole of the multiple truths, the multiple narratives, histories, the both and of the Middle East. I was heartbroken when I went to an art exhibit of gravestones for dead Palestinian children. Where were the Jewish graves, the Jewish names, the Jewish babies? And I am heartbroken when I see a rally or a synagogue sign that says, "We stand with Israel." It's not enough to take a side. Can't we stand for humanity, for everyone and from everyone? The needs of each so-called side will not be met without the needs of the other sides also being met. To stand only with whatever tribe you identify with does not help your tribe. Judaism calls on us to be bigger than this. Anything less than solutions that can hold everyone will only lead to further cycles of hate, fear, revenge, and destruction. And you have choices when there are rallies, demonstrations, events about Israel, Palestine. My friend Nancy Fuchs Kramer, who's a leader in the Reconstructing Judaism movement, I think some of you know her, shows up at polarized rallies with a sign supporting the other half that isn't being included there. So at a pro-Israel rally, she shows up with a Palestinian solidarity sign. At a Palestinian rally, she shows up with a sign supporting Israel. In any vibrant community, there's a range of perspectives and feelings. We're not clones of each other, are we? Would you want to be clones of each other? No. One of our strengths in Reconstructing Judaism is that we are a pluralistic community, a big tent where we can join together in all the commonalities that we do share. Love of Judaism, willingness to help each other, and to join in good deeds also beyond our community. We share holiday times, generosity, leadership, and we don't have to agree on everything. We have so much more in common than the places where we may disagree, even when the disagreements are passionate. The Middle East crisis has been so divisive and explosive in this country. What we can do where we are and where we live is to be with the values of tolerance, of respect, and of remembering that every single person is created in the image of God. I was proud to see the way the president of RRC, the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College that trains this movement's rabbis, Deborah Waxman, responded to an uproar at the seminary about Israel-Palestine. The board wanted her to institute a litmus test for applicants or for rabbinical students before they graduated about whether they were Zionist or not Zionist, and that can mean a million things, but somehow there was going to be a test. And, she refused to establish a litmus test. In other words, you do not need to publicly take a stand on whether or not you are a Zionist to get into rabbinical school or to graduate, because there are terrific Jewish leaders who are Zionist and non-Zionist and even anti-Zionist. Their position on Zionism, one way or another, does not define their Judaism. Then the president of the Reform Seminaries, who happens to be my brother-in-law, Andrew Rayfeld, followed suit shortly thereafter with the pledge that the Reform movement also would not institute litmus tests, even though they were under a lot of pressure. In the past, Yom Kippur was the day that Joseph was sold into slavery, and it's also said to be the day that the Ten Commandments were shattered. You know how we like to layer things upon one date? So Joseph was sold into slavery on Yom Kippur. The Ten Commandments were shattered on Yom Kippur. We know that the Yom Kippur War started on Yom Kippur. But it is also a day for tshuva, for turning towards what's next, turning towards something new. And what will Yom Kippur stand for in the future? Could the day stand for our gracious ability to be in civil conversation even when we disagree? Could it stand for the day when we dream bigger than my people or your people? Could it stand for the day when we started insisting that our tax dollars be used for peace and justice, not peace or justice? I will close by saying, sometimes when we emerge from the state of Ein Milim, having no words, poetry can say it best. This is a different vision of what the river and the sea can mean from a poem by Khalil Gibran called Fear. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages, and in front of her she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. So let us be courageous this year. Let's join the ocean of humanity as Jewish people. Let's honor Ein Milim, the place of silent grief, and then let's stand strong on the journey of Tikkun Olam, repair of our world, right here, right now, wherever you are, in a way that works for all. Love and blessing. May you and all the world be written into the book of life. Please rise in body or in spirit. We're going to turn to page 762 for Ashamnu.
Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Hevinu, Vehirshanu, Zadnu, Hamasnu, Tafalnu Shaker, Yatsnu Ra, Kizavnu, Latnu, Maradnu, Niatsnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Tsararnu, Kishinu Oref, Rashanu, Shichadnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Tiadnu. Ay, 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 ay,
Page 763.
Al chet shechaltanu lefanecha beones uveratzon, ve'al chet shechaltanu lefanecha vitui sefatayim.
Page 766. For Aval chet shechatanu lifanecha, for the wrong we have done before you through misuse of sex. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by speaking of our mouths. By the speaking of our mouths, al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by the shaming of our neighbor, ve'al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by an insincere confession, al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by scoffing at parents and teachers, ve'al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by the profanation of your name, al chet shechatanu lifanecha, an impurity of lips, al chet shechatanu lifanecha, whether knowingly or not.
Ve'al kulam Elohai selichot, selach lanu mechalanu, kaper lanu.
Top of page 768, 67 and 68. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, through deceiving and through lies. Ve'al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by speaking ill of others. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by false dealings in our work. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by our arrogance and pride. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, through abusive speech. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by refusing to compromise. Ve'al
kulam Elohai selichot, selach lanu mechalanu, kaper lanu.
Halfway through 767, al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by rebellious acts. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by the envy in our eye. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by triviality of thought. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by our gossiping and rumoring. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, by our empty promises. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha, through confusion of the heart.
Ve'al kulam Elohai selichot, selach lanu mechalanu, kaper lanu.
Page 775.
Vayechulu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tevam, vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa, vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi, vayekadesh oto, ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Koneh Shamayim v'Aretz.
Chavirim, I raced ahead to that beautiful Shabbat song, but I also wanted to make a space for us to offer up our own confession. Al chet shechatanu lifanecha. We stand before you today and we ask forgiveness for, and let us finish those sentences, and then we'll do the communal response one more time. What do you want us collectively to be forgiven for as humanity this year? There's no wrong, finish the sentence. What are we saying? War and feeling of powerlessness and just call them out. What else? Do the
Ve'al kulam Elohai selichot selach lanu mechalanu kaper lanu.
Glenn Goodhart and Monica Goodhart, will you take your places at the ark? You can open the ark, and we stay standing as the ark is opened. Page 813. We'll do this together in English, I think. Page 813, let's read this together. This is such a beautiful prayer. It's basically saying, God, just be with us. Don't abandon us in our struggles and our infirmities and our old age. Just be with us. Are we ready? Let's do it together. Hear our voice, Eternal One, our God, and accept our prayer with mercy and goodwill. Turn us, Ancient One, toward you, that we might be enabled to return. Renew our days as of old.
Do not cast us away from dwelling in your presence.
And do not remove your Holy Spirit from our midst. And do not cast us off as we grow old. Do not forsake us when our strength departs. Do not forsake us, Gentle One, our God. Do not withdraw from us. Give us a sign of blessing so that anyone who bears us ill shall hesitate to come. Have always helped us and consoled us. Hear now our words, God of compassion, and behold our contemplation. May our words of prayer and meditations of our hearts be seen favorably, precious one, our rock, our champion. For we place our hope in you, Eternal One. So may you answer us, Almighty One, our God. The ark is closed. Let's be seated. Patty Goldentire is going to read on page 818.
Today, we stand before the mirror of all to see ourselves as we are. Not, okay. How about I hold it? Thank you. Today, we stand before the mirror of all to see ourselves as we are. We come with no gifts, no bribes, no illusions, no excuses. We stand without defense and wait to be filled. What will fill us? Remorse, certainly. So much error and needless pain and joy. Remember moments of love and right doing. We are too complex for single-sided emotions, and we are too simple to be excused by our complexity. Let us be bold enough to see, humble enough to feel, daring enough to turn and embrace the way of justice, mercy, and simplicity.
Thank you, Patty. Page 815. So this time for this song, prayer, poem, whatever it is, let's do me and the congregation in alternating lines, and then Kohenet Avro will lead us in the song. This is a great one. So I'm going to do the first two. It's halfway through the page. So it's the bottom half of page 815. We're alternating lines after I do my opening line. Our God, our ancients God, forgive us, pardon us, help us atone. 4.
We are your people and you are our God.
We are your children and you are our creator.
We are your servants and you are our sovereign.
We are your community and you are our portion.
We are your possession and you are our fate.
We are your sheep and you are our shepherd.
We are our vineyard and you are our keeper.
We are your creation and you are our fashioner.
We are your loved ones and you are our beloved.
We are your treasure and you are our kin.
We are your people and you are our ruler.
We are your faithful and you are our source of faith.
Ki anu amecha ve'ata Eloheinu, anu vanecha ve'ata avinu.
Bottom paragraph on 816.
Avdecha ve'ata Adonenu, anu kehalecha ve'ata chelkeinu.
Bottom paragraph on 816.
Nachatecha ve'ata goraleinu, anu tzonecha ve'ata roeinu, anu charmecha ve'ata notreinu, anu feulatecha ve'ata yotreinu, anu rayatecha ve'ata dodeinu, anu segulatecha ve'ata keroveinu, anu amecha ve'ata malkeinu, anu ma'amirecha ve'ata ma'amireinu.
Page 1201. Let's rise in body or in spirit for the Aleinu. We're beginning to wind down our Kol Nidrei service, reaching the end.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakola hagolate gedula liotzer bereshit shenatan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata betocheinu. Page 1204. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Shehu noteh shamayim ve'yosed haaretz, u'moshev yekaro b'shamayim mimahal, u'shchinatu zo begovei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatuv Betorato, Viadatayom Behashevota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Bashamayim Imal, Ve'al Haaretz Mitachat Einod. Page 1206, Ve'ne'emar ve'haya Adonai le'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. We can't go forward into a new year without carrying with us the memory of those who came before. This is going to be the time for Kaddish, our prayer of remembrance and our affirmation of life, our affirmation of carrying those who we have loved, those who have touched us, who are no longer with us, forward into life. And so I'd like to offer a space for people to turn to somebody next to you and just share who you're remembering at this time. And if you're on the live stream, to just take a moment to hold in your heart who you are remembering at this time. You can turn to each other and let people know. I think I'm going to add in this blessing. Let me just see where. Why don't we do Ose Shalom right after Kaddish, and then in the place of that, I'll do the blessing. Kaddish is on page 1216. Let's rise in body or in spirit. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shamei rabbah, b'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaychon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach lalam almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, amen. Please be seated. We have a prayer for peace. We have some announcements, we have a final blessing, and then we hope to see you tomorrow morning.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru, amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, amen.
Bobby Cohen, President of Congregation Leyv Ha'ir, Heart of the City, with some announcements. Good, Yantif.
By Julie taught us about the different greetings for the holidays, and I thought I would use a different one tonight.
Ooh, I'm impressed.
Okay. We're glad you're here with us for Yom Kippur. As Joanne mentioned earlier, opening our doors to the community is one of our core values, and we're very proud to be able to do this. So Yom Kippur services begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow here in this room, and at the same live stream, just choose the right service if you're on the live stream. Yisker will immediately follow at about 1:30, and that's an about, so if you're coming just for Yisker, you might want to get here a little bit earlier. And then we'll have a break. And then at 4:30, we're going to have a discussion led by Rabbi Julie, and the title of it is The Call of the Shofar. Where are you drawn to engage on Israel-Palestine? So you might want to be here for that. That will not be live streamed. That will be for people in this room only. Mincha and Ne'ilah will begin at 5:30 p.m. And we will have just a small nosh to break the fast right after Ne'ilah. Rabbi Julie's Fall Education Series this year will be Revisiting Exodus, the book and the movie. And we're going to talk about the Exodus story, and we're going to talk about some things that maybe weren't in the book or the movie around that issue. Everyone is welcome to join us for that. It will be on Zoom. There is a flyer out on the table for you to pick up about that, and you'll be getting information about it in the weekly emails that go out with our calendar of events. Also, as Joanne mentioned earlier, thanks to a generous donation from Phil, we're revitalizing our choir that we started last year with Kohenet Avra. Those of us who sang in it had a lot of fun, and it was really meaningful. If you like to sing, we don't audition people, we just accept them. So if you're interested, please let us know. Again, it's open to everybody. You do not have to be a member. Our rehearsals will be somewhere in Center City. It's not a secret, we just don't know yet. But let us know if you're interested in singing with us. It will be a multi-generational choir, and there will be some people from West Philly who sang with us before who will be joining us, as well as hopefully some people from Colt Sedek, our sister Reconstructionist congregation in West Philly. If we have your email address, you will start receiving this week, if you don't already get it. This week is our weekly email with our calendar of events. And almost all of our events, almost all, are open to the larger community. So we hope you'll join us for something other than high holiday services. If we don't have your email address, you are welcome to give it to us. You can leave it with someone on the table outside where you came in, and we'll gladly add you to our list. Looking a little bit ahead beyond Yom Kippur, on Sunday, October 20 at 2 p.m., we'll be celebrating the Harvest Festival of Sukkot. That's one of its meanings. At our wonderful member, Sue Frank's home. She has a beautiful backyard garden, and it'll be led by Rabbi Julie. Again, it is open to the community. Information's on our website, or you'll see it in this week. And then for Simchat Torah, we are again invited to join with Society Hill Synagogue. And for those of us who have been there before, it's really a lovely and fun evening. Dinner, they will be serving dinner at 5:30, And then Dancing with the Torah and more. And usually they do the fun thing of unwrapping the whole Torah. It's really a good time. So let us know. You can register on our website if you'd like to attend that as well. There is no charge, even though dinner is provided. So we look forward to that. So we can use your help in a couple of very small ways. When you go to leave services tonight, if you can return your prayer book to the table to my left, along with the song sheets, then they'll be ready to go for tomorrow. That would be terrific. And I think I will leave it at that. So I do wish you and your families a sweet new year, hopefully full of peace, good health, and joy. Gemar Chatima Tova.
Thank you, Bobby. We're going to close tonight with a blessing, and I'm going to offer it to each of you, and then I'm going to ask you to lift up your hands and shower it onto each other and send it out into the world. So first I'll offer it to you. You can take it in. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you be surrounded with blessing and protection. May you have light every day of your life, and may you be lifted up into a world of peace. And now let's shower it upon each other. Look around at each other showering it. It's a beautiful sight to see all those showers of blessing. Send it out into the world beyond here to all the people of this world. And let us say, Amen. Gamar Chatima Tova. May you be written into the book of life. Okay.